Greetings, all who roam this world. We are the Quest Bros, and welcome to a very different version of the Side Quest podcast.
Yes, we're digital, not because we're sick or anything, but because we live in the Midwest.
Yes, and winter decided to unceremoniously happen all at once over the course of 2 days.
Yes.
It really did. Yeah, we got George here with us.
Yes.
Hey guys,
Welcome
good
back.
to be here.
We've missed you.
Miss you guys too.
Yes, we got me, Anthony. We got Jarod here.
Hello.
Who else is here?
Hey, Quest Bros, Michael here.
There it is. I set the reel out and he took the bite.
Yep.
I'm here.
And where's the mister?
Doesn't matter.
All right.
The ghost.
Well, where's the other mister?
I'm taking over. Oh, he's sitting. He's cuddling like he always do. Michael's stealing my cats.
They're mine.
I like to imagine it just cuts over to Michael, and he's just in a pile of cats.
That's what was this. When Michael came home from work, he sat on the beanbag and they all flocked to him. Marcy was looking at him longingly from the couch because she's on a leash. Because someone can't keep her paws to herself.
Mm.
So the cat has to be on a leash indoors?
Yeah, I got her on a harness and a leash. It's because otherwise she'll attack
Sure.
Mr. Chuckles and like injure him pretty badly. So we've been keeping them in separate rooms and using feel away and slowly getting them adapted to each other. We can finally have them in the same room, but she's got to be on the leash because if the baby pounces and wants to play, that's when she gets a bit riled up and might attack. So,
Mhm.
Better, but it's a slow process.
yep, it's because of that year they were apart while I was in Kansas.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what it is, Marcy. I was like, wait, is this the cats that we already have been acquainted? But okay. I
Correct.
understand.
Yeah, they had a year apart because I took one to Kansas. Matthew
Mhm.
stayed here. She got used to being an only cat, and then I brought two back, and she was not happy.
Yeah. She's like, now there's two of them.
This is getting out of hand.
Basically,
Yeah. I didn't come into this podcast prepared with anything.
I guess we could tell some stories from our break.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's got anything to talk about.
I got a topic for you. I'm interested on your thoughts on this.
Oh, God.
So, this is an ethical question, ethical dilemma I've been thinking about.
Kill them all.
Okay, all right, we got one answer.
All right, Matthew.
Great Pacific garbage patch.
See, this is why I'm asking you guys, because that's what Matthew gives me as an answer for everything. I say I have a new patient, kill them. Wrong answer.
I can cure them with a single bullet.
He's not wrong.
So,
It's not right either.
It's like if you drink a gallon of antifreeze, you'll never be cold again.
so you know how there is, if someone has a really, really, really bad condition, how there are like these things of like, euthanasia or assisted dying.
Oh yeah, kill them all.
Oh, Matthew, stop.
Well, so they do this for like people that have really bad like health conditions that are terminal.
Sure.
Well, the question has popped up in the field of psychology of would it be okay, and is physician-assisted suicide or euthanasia possible or should be allowed for people that have chronic, severe mental illness?
Yes, eugenics. Let's go.
So are we euthanizing them just because they have this mental thing?
No, it would be because
Eugenics.
a lot of people often say that like these would be the people that medication doesn't really do anything to do, and these people are begging you to kill them. What do you do? But if the medication doesn't work, then are they still psychotic, or are they actually consenting? What is it?
If they can't be considered sound of mind, then they can't ask to be killed.
Right.
But if that's how they are at the baseline, I mean, would you want someone having multiple voices in your head constantly telling you to kill you, constantly having visual hallucinations or even somatic, like actual, like tactile hallucinations of people like hitting you and killing you? And
So my
people
first,
don't want to live like that.
Well, I mean, I didn't have hallucinations of any of those, but
I have a solution. You send them to a mental hospital, right? That's only step one. And then you put them in a room that just so happens to have a rope and a ledge. Pure coincidence. Pure coincidence.
this is starting to sound like less of a coincidence and more like planned suicide,
This
assisted suicide.
we're not doing
No,
episode shit,
because then it's
okay?
like, if they kill themselves, it's their choice, right? You know, you're just putting it on the
You're
table.
no, you're giving them the tools to do it, and so you would be responsible for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's assisted suicide, Matt.
So I guess my
Like-
my first thought is like, if none of the medicine is working, then like their current state, whether if it is technically psychotic or not, that is their normal state, and therefore they are consenting to the best of their ability because that is them.
That is as sound of mind as they will be.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah, because like there is no, we've done everything, there is no lessening that. So therefore,
But there is always the possibility for new medications to evolve.
Yes, but how long until said medications are viable
but also
for their treatment?
you also can't always just like hang on to an if, like what, because say new medications come, and what if it still doesn't work? I mean, that is also another if as well. It's contradicting, but.
And what if
Right.
said medication causes more problems?
What if that
than it does
medication
good?
kills them?
Exactly.
Wow.
This is a really heady question to start off with on this podcast.
I suppose if the medication kills them, then at least as far as they're concerned, that was a win-win. So
I mean, the last resort treatments that usually they say for like severe persistent mental illness is like electroconvulsive therapy or like ketamine infusion, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, it's kind of like, you know, what do you do? Because their quality of life is low, but at the same time, you know, think about what the doctors, like, as doctors, you kind of make a pact, and this is why psychology is a little bit different than the medical field, but the medical field makes this pact of
Save every life.
save every life.
Well, I mean, I guess it's also like you can kind of compare it to the people that have DNR. Like, even for the medical, like your goal is to save everyone, but they have a do not resuscitate. So now you have to listen to what they have, quote unquote, said.
Yeah, but they were fully consenting prior to that. And so people with severe persistent mental illness in a court of law, even though like that's their baseline, they still would not be seen as consenting. That's the big issue, because they wouldn't be seen to have capacity to do that.
Yeah.
But then you can't give that capacity to someone else. So, you know, it's kind of like a POA thing. You can't do that in terms of like, yeah, I'm going to give you a POA and they're going to decide if you're going to die. Like, that's awful.
Well, now we're just getting rid of free will.
Yeah.
And I think that's the issue.
So yeah, decision-making capacity is the main criterion for assisted dying. But what makes it so difficult is that like these terminal, and so they make it so that like once you're diagnosed with the terminal illness, that's usually when
You lose free will.
well, no, it's not until you're found to be lack of capacity. So you no longer have the ability to make those decisions. So if they catch it early enough, you're able to kind of decide if you want to do assisted suicide. Usually the only place really that's like confirmed does this is it
Kansas.
started out in Switzerland. Has the longest history of non-medicalized assisted dying. And then Oregon just got it for like severe medical conditions like Alzheimer's disease and stuff like that. Or like a certain terminal illness, maybe Lou Gehrig's. But yeah,
I thought Alzheimer's was more mental than it was physical.
yeah, but
When it's usually happening when you're getting old. So then by the time you are that old, you're also having just physical things too.
Okay.
it's the brain is deteriorating. And so as you progress more into the disease, like for example, you lose motivation to eat or to move, and you'll just kind of sit there. If you don't have the cognitive ability to like think like, oh, I need to get up, drink water, eat, I mean, you're physically incapacitating yourself.
I guess another way for this, like assisted suicide, like if someone says it, I guess it depends on like history. Like if they were a serial killer and then were found to be insane, and then they're just like, kill me, I'd be like, yeah, just fucking kill him. Like at that point, because like at that point, it's just like
It's like, say less.
It's like the death penalty almost. But now it's like,
Like
cool, you chose you want it, cool, it makes it easier for us.
consensual death penalty.
Yeah, basically.
They still don't fully have consent. That's the key.
No, I know, but I'm saying, but if they have a history of like being a total dirtbag, like just say fuck it. Yeah, sure, we'll listen to you.
So we give better treatment to sexual predators than we do to people with severe persistent mental.
I don't know if I would consider that better treatment because you're killing them.
No, I was saying better treatment to sexual predators than to the people with severe persistent mental illness.
No, that's why I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's better treatment because it's death.
Well, that's what I was saying. Is you're saying as if I'm saying that the people with severe persistent mental illness have the better.
Oh, my power just went out.
Technical difficulties.
And we're back.
Okay.
Oh,
Right. Sorry about that. The internet decided to die.
Yeah, the power went out just for a split second, just enough to knock out the internet.
Yeah.
Yep.
So to kind of bring this back to something a little more wholesome and not like existential murder, I had my parents over for like Christmas brunch a while back because we're recording this in January. Sorry to drop that.
Yeah, first podcast of the year. Woo!
Woo! But I had them over for brunch, and I was like, all right, I'm going to show you guys The Mandalorian because it's what Star Wars should be. And
My mom loves The Mandalorian. And
yeah,
she
I got
Star Wars.
them hooked on it. And they're like, yeah, we love this shit. Can you give us access to your Disney Plus? I'm like, I got you.
Yeah,
But
yeah. My mom hates Star Wars, but she was like, I like The Mandalorian.
because
Now-
it's what Star Wars was meant to be. It's a spaghetti space western with samurai.
Yep.
Gross.
Yeah,
I mean,
But-
what can I say?
yeah.
It was fun.
Go for it.
I was gonna say my dad went to go use my bathroom upstairs, and he saw that I had the new helmet for the cosplay I'm working on the banister, and he looks at it. He picks it up. He first tries to put it on with his glasses on, realizes that wasn't going to work, takes his glasses off, puts it on, and then looks down at my mom and I and just kind of stares at us for 5 seconds before taking the helmet off and going to the bathroom.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Yeah, no, my dad is a really big Star Wars fan. That's how I got into it. It was because of him. So like he's watched The Mandalorian. He loves it. My mom, I don't think she would ever get the time of day.
She barely understands like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what I thought about my mom. My mom hates everything, but she loved the Mando. Here's that baby Yoda.
Yeah,
Grogu.
that's what got my mom into it. She's just like, I love that little green man.
There's supposedly now the next like Mandalorian thing is supposed to be a movie like in the theaters.
Yeah, it's The Mandalorian and Grogu. It's a theatrical release.
Yeah.
They're gonna ruin it.
Well, it's still the same people doing it. Like it's still like Jon Favreau and
Okay.
Dave Filoni doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
But it's just like a theatrical movie length instead of a season.
Well, that should do fine then.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it'll be interesting. It's like what are they gonna tackle in 2 hours? Especially because like a season is longer than 2 hours.
Yeah,
Becoming the king of.
Yeah, I
he
wonder
already
if it,
did that. He technically already did that.
Yeah, but this time he's gonna go there and actually do it, build a whole city and everything again.
I wonder if it will be like finding out about Grogu's race.
Yeah.
Maybe they go to Coruscant and like see the Jedi Temple.
Favor.
I did.
No.
Although it'd be weird if they did, because
Didn't he use it?
He used it for like
Palpatine kind of turned the Jedi Temple into his Imperial palace. Like,
Bo-Katan could go fuck herself.
we're
I feel
having,
like we're having different conversations.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Nicole, what are you talking about?
Mando should be king of the Mandalorians. And then Matthew was like, no, he doesn't own the dark saber. And I was like, didn't he use it? And then Matthew was like, no, it's Bo-Katan's. And I was like, well, Bo-Katan could go fuck herself.
Mando didn't want it.
Yeah, not only did he not want it, he technically lost it, and then Bo-Katan got it back by right of combat.
Yeah.
You do not get to choose whether or not you want to lead or be a
No,
leader.
exactly, and that was the issue. Is like he didn't want it, and so he was like, "Here, take it." And she's like, "I can't do that." And he's like, "Well, fuck. I guess I'm stuck with this." And then, like Jarod was saying, he lost it in combat, and she got it. So then she became the ruler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He let her win on purpose.
No, they weren't even fighting each other.
He got ambushed by a creature on Mandalore, and then she killed said creature. So,
Yeah.
which is funny because for all of like a day, that creature was the ruler of Mandalore, which is so funny to me.
I call bullshit.
It's
Well,
the writer's choice.
You gotta watch it.
Also, they don't call it the King of Mandalore; they call it the Mandalore, which is really confusing.
It was interesting too because like that show, like the first season, maybe 2 seasons, the Mandalorian, and it's like, oh, the Mandalorian is, Jin, like it's him,
Yeah.
and like, he's the Mandalorian. But like as the show has developed, it's become a general, like the Mandalorian, not the Mandalorian, but the Mandalorian, and it's about all of them, and just that's why I think a lot for season 3, the last season, or was it 4?
It was 3.
3. That's why I think a lot of season 3 wasn't just focusing on Din Djarin. It was like about a lot of different people.
Yeah.
Still don't know what's going on with Boba Fett anymore, but I mean, he got a season. That was cool.
I mean, I don't even think the writers knew what they were doing with Boba Fett.
It was like Mandalorian 2.5 or something.
Yeah, because there was a full episode with Din Djarin in it, and it was just an episode of The Mandalorian. Like, Boba Fett didn't even show up in that one episode in the book of Boba
No, he
Fett.
didn't.
Yeah, unfortunately, Boba Fett got bodied in his own show, so that he's just taking L's the whole time.
He is an old man.
Even old man aside, it just nothing went particularly well. And honestly, some of it honestly kind of even felt just a little bit out of character.
Yeah,
it did.
It was probably like the Boba Fett had been such a lovable character for so long, and he only ever had 3 lines in the whole saga.
Yeah,
so it's like
he had the least amount of screen time and like the least amount of like
spoken
lines.
Words, yeah, and it's like, okay, let's give him a show, let's give him a season, even if it's just a limited series. Let's give him this so everyone can like truly appreciate it for what it is. It felt like they kind of got everything out that they wanted to, being like, yeah, this is Boba Fett, and then I was like, all right, that's enough.
Yeah.
Because
what I'm curious is, where was Bosk during all of this? Like, they had Black Chrysanthemum, but not Bosk. Like, Bosk was like Boba Fett's main like right-hand man. That was his boy.
Yeah. Well, there was some like a little disappointment. Like Cad Bane was a little bit of a disappointment.
I thought
He was.
But oh well. I don't actually hate Bo-Katan. She's actually really cool. But
You just hate how they wrote her to being the ruler instead of Din.
Yeah. Actually, Grogu should be the leader, but you know.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work by right of blood. It works by right of combat. That's how Maul became the ruler of Mandalore.
Well, who's been saving whatever his name's ass this whole time? Grogu.
Grogu saved his ass. What, 2 times?
No, I was more than that. But then again, Grogu's also the reason why he was in those situations. So
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Well, except for the Mudhorn.
yeah.
But otherwise, another thing I wanted to talk about, because they said that, and this is going way back, looking at my notes, they're making Zelda they're making a live action Legend of Zelda movie, which I'm skeptical and hesitant, but curious.
I read an article today, being like, we have a small update, regarding from the like producers and directors and the writers about the progress of the movie, and it was at some awards that happened recent, not like the Golden Globes, something like kind of
Like the Grammys?
no, it was like some game award ish type thing, but not the Game Awards. It wasn't something that I recognized. And they asked them, they're like, "Oh, like, is there any update on it?" And they had one quote from the entire thing to like make this whole article about, and the quote was, "It's gonna be a great movie about discovery and adventure." That was the only quote, and I was like, "Wow, you wrote a whole fucking article about something that did not give us anything."
It's going to be an adventure movie about adventure. It's like fucking mind blowing.
Yeah.
It will be the moviest movie that has ever moved.
It will be a movie.
I was gonna say it'll certainly be a movie.
Yeah, I really think that it should have been 2D animated. Like, if it could have been like a Studio Ghibli style,
Yeah,
I think that would have been amazing.
I still believe Idris Elba should play Ganondorf.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how they do it, because the Mario movie, they had such A-list actors for it.
Yeah.
But I feel like for this Zelda movie, they shouldn't do that. I feel like it should be all like unknown or not well-known actors and actresses.
It should, however, like, and they primarily did those castings for marketing purposes. And I feel like with the Legend of Zelda, they might actually have to do that more than they did for the Mario movie as far as marketing the actual movie.
Yeah.
But I tend to agree, though. I don't think that they should use big name people for it.
Yeah, maybe if you have it for some of the minor characters, that's fine. Or maybe, well, I guess it depends on how much of a role Zelda has. Because maybe if like she does it, then sure, you could probably make it someone famous. But again, I feel like the Mario movie was really cool because of all the actors in it. But the Zelda movie should just be really cool because it's a good story. That should just attract people to it.
Yeah, I agree. The story should be the focus, not the characters themselves.
Yeah. As long as it has Ganondorf and the Triforce actually shows up, are we fine? Because Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom both have never really acknowledged the Triforce.
They sort of did when Zelda Yeetist Elitist Calamity Ganon.
Yeah, the Triforce showed up, but there was like, what was that? We're not going to talk about that?
Oh, funky triangles, neat.
Cool. Yeah, okay.
Maybe they'll get it in the third game or whatever.
Yeah, whatever's next. I also hope that the Zelda movie is not I hope it's an all original story. I don't want it to be based off of anything.
Yeah, because that's what made the Mario movie so good, was that
it was its own story.
It was its own story.
Yeah.
And it also got people to realize, oh yeah, the Mario games are isekais.
Yeah. No. So as long, I feel like if anything, it's gonna feel closest to Ocarina of Time, just because you're gonna have all the race. No, I don't know, because Ocarina doesn't have Ritos.
Yeah, Ocarina weirdly enough, didn't have that many races in the game.
Just the Gorons, Zoros, and Gerudos. Oh no,
And
Gorons, Zoros, Gerudos,
and
the
the Children of the Forest.
Children of the Forest, and then the regular Hylians. So he's done 5.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question I guess for you guys too. Do you think that the live action Zelda movie for like those races like that, or even the monsters, do you think it should be more prosthetic, kind of like Star Wars, and I think kind of like how Guardians of the Galaxy did all those prosthetics for their characters, like the newest one, or should they be more CGI, kind of like Avengers, Marvel stuff?
It depends on where they are, because if the Zoras are underwater, doing some of the practical effects that you're describing in the first example might be difficult because some of the makeup might run off, some of the prosthetics might fall off.
Are going to be a lot harder.
But I would say practical effects would actually be really good for this game or movie rather,
or maybe even a combination.
Yeah, well, a combination.
It's almost always a combination nowadays. A film that uses almost exclusively practical effects is like a veritable rarity nowadays. That being said, though, I do think they should lean more into practical effects. However, I just don't think that that's a terribly realistic expectation unless they have a particularly what's the word, eccentric director that has a very mindful and artistic approach to the movie. Like, so unless they're going for something like that with the director, I just don't necessarily see it happening because it, for production purposes, doing CGI for almost everything like a Marvel movie is generally easier.
Yeah.
But this is also Nintendo we're talking about. They haven't exactly been ones for shortcomings, especially with like the films.
Yeah,
and that's cool. They do have that going for them.
Yeah, that Nintendo polish, so we like to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see. The director has been announced.
They did announce the director, yeah.
What did he do?
If it's Peter Jackson, then it's more likely going to be practical. Although he has been known to dabble in between practical and CG.
This guy has done Planet of the Apes, the Maze Runner trilogy.
Okay, more CG than practical. I did enjoy Planet of the Apes. Those were good movies. They're coming out with a new one.
He was a graphic artist in the newer Star Trek.
Yeah, that's also there's some, but it's mainly CG these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Maze Runner were the main 3 that he's done. Upcoming, he's got the new Planet of the Apes and the Zelda movie. But then he's done a lot. He has 12 things for visual effects. So yeah, it seems like it would be more visual than practical.
So when is that coming out? Because I hope it's not coming out when that meteor comes in.
I don't know if there's any.
If there is a year or if it's just soon.
Yeah. Oh, let me look at who's the writer for the movie.
Oh, that's good. That's a good point. If there are people who work together well, then the movie is going to be good. Otherwise, if the writer and the director don't work well.
This guy's got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screenplays and written and story by are pretty well known. So he did all three? Yes, all 3 of the new Jurassic World movies, the one with Chris Pratt.
All right.
He did Kong Skull Island. That one was good.
Okay.
He did the screenplay for Detective Pikachu.
Okay.
And then the one where it's like, I don't know how we all feel, but it's the story. It's a story by for the Rise of Skywalker. In his defense, though, he probably wasn't the only person writing it for that, but also he was given a shit plate to start with and probably had to figure it out.
Yeah,
He did
I
pretty good
mean,
for what he had, I think.
I'd say yeah.
I would not expect anything too deep, but considering it is a Legend of Zelda, and just to be fair, the stories are pretty classic, hero type stories.
Yes.
I don't think that's necessarily a huge hindrance.
Oh,
But
he's also doing the screenplay for the Metal Gear Solid movie.
Ooh. That movie has been in like limbo for 4 years now.
Yeah, it has been. Sorry, Michael, I cut you off. What were you saying?
That's all right.
Off again.
I don't necessarily think that the track record screams anything stellar at me, but all it really takes is for somebody to have one good production to kind of subvert their reputation. So I mean it's possible, it could be, but I guess we'll see. I don't really know a whole lot about the guy, so
Yeah.
Well, on the topic of like these video game movies that have been coming out, like we're eventually going to get another Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
I think that's still in the works. What other like Nintendo or other video game movies do you think will come out?
So that's what I was actually looking at right now. One that's supposed to come out this year is Borderlands.
Yes.
It's supposed to come out August 9th of this year, which had a very big ensemble cast. It has Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Bobby Lee, Jamie Lee Curtis, and of course, Jack Black.
Jack Black's also playing Steve in the Minecraft movie, which is apparently a thing we should talk about.
Yeah, the live-action Minecraft movie, which I thought was supposed to have Jason Momoa.
It's gonna be awful. How could you possibly make a movie about Minecraft?
That movie is gonna be so good because of how bad it is.
Yeah, I have to kind of imagine, Matt, that they're just gonna make this like a sort of goofy, half-hearted, almost sitcom thing.
I mean, they have to.
Because I can't imagine they'd make it pretty much any other way. But I mean, as far as story and whatnot goes, I mean, kind of tough to say. They did do the that one Minecraft game series.
Oh yeah, the Telltale.
Right. But I mean that took so much liberty with the series, and like they had to tack so much on just to make it even remotely like going on, that I don't think that they quite go that far off the rails, but they are going to have to embellish quite a bit to try to salvage something, because there's just not enough in like the quote unquote base material to work off of.
Yeah.
But simultaneously, because it's so blank slate, you can kind of do what you want with it.
It's gonna be like Battleship being based off the board game Battleship,
which then really had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Where it's effectively unrelated. Right.
I feel like the only thing that got close to Battleship was the sonar scene, and the explosives the aliens threw kind of looked like the pegs from the board game.
You got it.
But also coming up is Markiplier Presents Iron Lung, which I don't do horror, but I'm curious to see what that's about.
You gotta get Jarod to play a horror game, because it'd be funny.
We played BioShock.
That's not a horror game.
Yeah. Well, do you really think that's a horror game, Jarod?
I mean, it's close enough. It's like dipping your toe into the vast sea of horror.
Have you played Doki Doki yet?
No, I
No.
keep wanting to. Nobody wants to.
I don't
What
know.
the heck?
This is the first time I've ever heard of it for us doing it.
Which one?
Doki Doki.
I don't remember putting that on the list.
That's not really a horror game either, though.
What do you mean is not?
It
It is.
it kind of is, but it's more like psychological horror.
It's a psychological.
Psychological horror is still horror.
Yes,
Psychological
but
thriller.
and even still, it's it's I don't know how to describe it, like what genre it is, but it's more like almost like a visual novel type game.
Like a fourth wall break kind of game, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm
very,
looking
very,
at the list of games. We do not have Doki Doki on it.
like I would rather fucking shove. I would shove Jarod in a room, unlock him in, and make him play Alien Isolation or something, and just watch him cry.
Yeah.
Why do you automatically assume I'm going to cry?
Because I did.
Oh,
Oh,
It's a terrifying game, Jarod.
I watch videos of Alien Isolation. I can't.
It's stress
It's
inducing.
yeah. And we lock Jarod in a room and make him play it
In
Oh
the
my
dark.
God.
why are you locking me in a room?
Because there's no other way we will be able to get you to sit down and play this thing.
You could just have either somebody else on either side of me to make sure I don't escape.
Man, we'll try to run.
Okay, I'm coming back to this Minecraft movie because I'm looking it up right now. Just
Okay.
one last thing. It is going to be directed by Jarod Hess, which for those who don't know, that's the same guy who directed Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre.
Oh,
Okay, so it's going to be a comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy.
So if it like Napoleon Dynamite has such a style to it, and if it has,
so does Nacho Libre.
yeah, they share a very similar style. And if the Minecraft movie has that style, this movie is going to be, I think, hilarious. But it also is not going to take itself serious, and it could be kind of comparable to Barbie, where it's like, how the hell are we making a movie about this?
And then it's going to be the greatest movie ever.
Yeah, and they run with it, and because they're self-aware the entire time, but don't acknowledge it really, they don't break the fourth wall, but are very self-aware. That's what I think will help make it really good.
Yeah.
Also, it says on the Wikipedia page that Steve Carell is also supposed to be in it.
Interesting.
Steve Carell is one of the god voices at the end.
As the voice of an unknown character.
Oh, wow. So helpful.
Yeah. He
plays
dragon.
Every villager.
No, yeah, right. I could see that actually. No, I want what's his name? Super Mario. I want him to be the dragon, just so he can be two dragons.
Oh.
I'm blanking on his name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Charles Martinet.
Oh.
I want him to be the dragon, just so he can be two dragons from video
So
games.
he could be the Ender Dragon and Parthenax.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I in the same vein of Alien Isolation, I feel like if they were to make a Metroid game, Metroid movie, it would be in the style of the Alien movies, because that's what the games were based off of.
Yeah, it would have to have some horror aspect within it.
If they base it loosely off of Dread, that'd be perfect, because that game can get terrifying. Well, anxiety inducing in how terrifying it is.
Another video game movie that is supposed to be coming out. Well, actually, I guess this isn't a movie. But the Fallout TV show is supposed to be coming out this year as well.
Yes, I remember hearing that was a thing.
Yeah. I feel I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, I feel like it's just the Fallout is just a concept, and they're just making a TV show around that concept. There's not too. Yeah, I'm sure there is a lot more lore to the game that I just don't know. But I feel like it's not as lore heavy as Elder Scrolls. So it's kind of just, as long as you have someone in a vault, they go out and they explore the wasteland. Cool.
Let me put it this way. So Fallout, I would argue its lore is not nearly as convoluted and messy as
Sure.
Elder. You don't. I wouldn't have to sit here and explain it to you for 4 hours for you to be able to understand it.
But, I
Like,
mean,
But
yeah,
could
that
you
makes
explain it
sense.
drunk?
Because especially because Fallout takes place in like a human Earth
Yeah.
world, so it's easier to follow.
Right. Some things kind of just transfer over.
Sure.
But no, as far as story goes, though, and inspiration, there's plenty of stuff that they could go off of for Fallout. So in that respect, honestly, if they did something, but instead of like sci-fi, but they made it kind of like a Western, like The Mandalorian, it could be a really popular show, actually.
Yeah, and I think that's the good thing about Fallout as a concept is cool. I mean, we've had the first 4 games or 5 if you want to count 77, 66, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm counting New Vegas.
Oh yeah, and New Vegas. Then like that's 5, 6 vaults, and there's hundreds of vaults. So, and you still have. I mean, those games only take place in a couple small cities. You still have the entire rest of just the U.S. to cover. So you put a whole original story in this one location. Cool. No one should really bat an eye.
Yeah, no, there's if they want to do a completely original story, there's plenty of room to do that. Yeah.
God, could you imagine a vault in Florida?
No,
I-
I can't.
I can't.
Imagine a death claw. That's just a mutated alligator,
Yeah.
which hasn't evolved in like millions of years.
Indigenous Florida fauna right there. That just exists there.
You go there and it still just looks the exact same.
It wouldn't look any different after a nuclear apocalypse.
All right, here's another one that's supposed to be coming up. The Ghost of Tsushima movie.
That one, they need to play it like a Kurosawa film.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
I mean, the actor who was the Jin, also Jin, like Star Wars. Kelly's playing Ghost of Tsushima right now, so it's kind of fresh in my head. But the actor who was like the motion capture and like the voice for it, he's supposed to be like the actual actor for the movie, which would make sense.
Okay.
But I think it's supposed to just like exactly replicate the game. I think I could be completely wrong, but
Right.
I mean, that one. That is such a beautiful game. And the story is so well written and paced that it's almost like a movie itself. So, and the only reason it takes so long is if you do all the side quests. So I'm sure if you could just stick straight to the main story, you'd be fine. And it would,
Yeah, like the main story is probably easily a 3-hour run.
yeah. The only reason the game takes longer is because you have to travel from point A to point B. You just cut out. It's like Lord of the Rings, though. You just cut out all the traveling.
Yeah.
And now it's a much shorter movie.
If they had as long of the travel in the actual books as it were, we would be there for years.
Yeah. Next on my list here, Matt's favorite, Halo Season 2.
Oh yeah, they're doing Reach. You'll love
Yeah.
it, buddy.
The
They're
trailer,
going to Reach.
The trailer is showing the fall of Reach.
Oh man,
What
they're
God damn it.
My God, we gotta watch it and just roast the shit out of it.
No, I don't.
Yes. You know what? You know what'll make it more
Watch it. And they asked him to watch it with.
I told them no. I refused.
literally we got to the first like not even 1 minute in and it showed like a certain planet and immediately he's like, I'm out. Nope, they're gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
Like he just left.
I think I only in the first season, I think I only saw maybe one scene that I was like, okay, you can tell that they tried here. And it was one of the fight scenes where the choreography wasn't totally crap. And it felt kind of like some of the old trailer cinematics for the old games. But outside of that, the characterization, kind of how they do like some of the subplots and stuff, it's just all not right.
Yeah.
Although that just reminded me, they have a script for Uncharted 2, like the movie.
Yeah, I heard. Yep, that's coming out too.
I'm excited because Mark Wahlberg is like all over that, which it's good to see an actor enthusiastic about any sort of role.
Yeah, which will be interesting because I thought Tom Holland said like he was done acting for a while.
Doesn't he own Facebook?
What?
No, you're thinking of Mark Zuckerberg.
What are you talking about?
She confused her marks. No, I get no. Like Nicole, I get it. You were confusing your famous marks.
Porn. It's the bird part.
It's the most out of hand thing.
No. He owns a burger joint. He owns a chain of burger restaurants.
Oh yeah, that shitty burger place.
Yes.
Yeah, Wahlburgers. It's overpriced.
Oh, I was gonna say Whataburger, but
No.
it's a restaurant.
You're not wrong. It is a restaurant and they do serve burgers, but
Wrong burger joint.
wrong burger joint.
God damn it.
Okay, but here's something that we could briefly discuss. The Warhammer show.
Yes, with
Superman.
yes.
Is it what's his name?
It's Cavill still, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So speaking of enthusiastic actors, yeah.
Yeah, so that's one that I'm actually reasonably confident for, even though that's still quite some time off.
Yes.
I don't think an official release date has been made, but as far as I know, it's in pre-production.
Yeah, no,
I mean, the
that
only
one
thing we
is.
knew.
Yeah, no,
was
that's
gonna
all I
say-
know is that he's on it. He's helping with it, and he really wants to keep it true and as accurate as it can be.
Kill everything, maximum racism.
That's basically Warhammer 40K in a nutshell. Maximum racism.
Ah, yes.
But it's racism to non-humans. Equality among other humans.
I can't argue with that, but at the same time, no. Like in terms of YouTube guidelines, like it's technically not racist.
I'm not gonna misconstrue Warhammer because don't think that it's just that it's just the humans that are racist. No,
Everyone's racist to everyone.
every faction in this series is horrendously racist and xenophobic to every other faction.
Even
It's like D&D races. Everyone's racist to everyone.
how at first tried to not be racist, but then they're like, fuck it, no one's listening to us, we'll just be racist too.
Don't listen to racism.
Yeah, these are just a lost cause, so they just pump the shotgun.
Yeah.
Pumps Bolter with malicious intent.
Pretty much, yeah. So that's the way it goes.
Here, okay,
Do
so
you think they're gonna make another D&D movie, or was that just a one-off?
they've talked about making another one. I think Chris Pine said, yeah, they're gonna do another one. Not sure where
I
it's
think
at, but they'd like to.
It'd be cool.
Yeah,
Like that movie was good.
yeah. Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I guess, more finding the time. The strike that happened with everything really pushed everything around.
Yeah,
Um,
really threw a wrench into things.
Yeah. Here, okay. So I found a list of movies, TV shows, and things that are also in limbo. I'm just gonna kind of go through them quick. If anyone has anything to say, feel free.
Sure.
All right. So the Super Mario Bros. Movie is getting a sequel that was announced. Don't know when, but it was announced that it is getting a sequel.
Okay.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is supposed to release December 20th of this year.
No shocker there.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
They've already shown the director teased a photo of on set with like the slate,
Yes.
and like Shadow's shoes.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu 2 is thought to be dead. A new writer and director are attached, so it seems to be moving forward, but not really sure.
I didn't even know that was going to be a thing.
I didn't think that was going to be a thing, honestly. But hey, if they want to rehash it, sure.
Yep.
Return to Silent Hill. The lead actor was revealed in March of 23, but there's no release date.
They made a Silent Hill movie?
Apparently.
Apparently.
Let's see. A Death Stranding movie is supposed to be a thing with Kojima.
Yes, I heard about that.
Firewatch apparently they're making a movie off of that.
Really?
Oh.
Like,
I mean,
I
like it is a
remember-
visual novel, but like I don't know how much.
I remember watching you play that and you got jump scared.
Yeah, and then I thought the
And
whole
then for
thing
the
was
rest of the game, you were just on edge.
yeah, the entire it was awful.
It was hilarious to watch.
Supposedly an untitled Mega Man movie was picked up by Netflix in December 21.
Okay, if they're gonna do Mega Man, it needs to be animated. Otherwise, it's just gonna look awkward.
Yeah. Gears of War movie was supposed to be updated in March of 2022.
Okay.
Dragon's Lair, Ryan Reynolds confirmed active development in 2022.
Is that the one where it's like all QuickTime events?
Dragon's Lair? I don't know.
I know this series.
Dragon's Lair looks to be like a very old.
Does it look like a Disney or Don Bluth animated?
Designer is Don Bluth, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the QuickTime event one.
Okay.
It was an old arcade cabinet that then moved to home consoles, and it's basically all QuickTime events.
Yep.
All right, Five Nights at Freddy's is getting a sequel.
Is that the Bite of 87?
Supposedly, there's a Portal movie confirmed by J.J. Abrams in 2021, but I mean we're in 24 now, so who knows? Announced in February 22 from Netflix, an untitled BioShock movie.
That's going to be interesting.
Untitled Just Dance movie. What the fuck?
What? They're really running out of ideas.
A Pac-Man movie.
That's just pixels.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's just pixels.
And then a deal struck with Amazon for It Takes Two to be turned into a movie.
Huh.
It Takes Two could work as a movie.
Yeah. All right, so those are movies. Here's television shows. So The Witcher is coming back, but it's the end of Henry Cavill.
Right.
Sad times.
Yeah.
Sad times.
With that whole reasoning too is so sad because like Henry Cavill was told that he was going to be able to return as Superman, so that's why he left The Witcher was to do Superman, and then they're like, we're not doing Superman, and it's not you, or we're doing Superman, but it's not you. But then by then they already had casted for New Witcher, so he was out both things.
Yeah, it's really unfair because it was they're trying to do a whole new DC.
Yeah, which makes sense because the universe is just kind of a mess right now.
Yeah. Especially since Ezra Miller kind of fucked it up.
Yeah, but there were a lot of good actors in it that were just like great for their roles.
Yeah. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
They better not recast Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman.
Didn't Henry Cavill have a lot of issues with the writers too? Because the writers trying to change all this stuff, and Henry.
Well, as far as The Witcher, yeah.
It's like no.
Yeah, he was very by the books. Like he was very deep into the lore.
Yeah, Henry
Yeah,
Cavill
no,
very
the-
much respects the source material.
The staff and directing staff got quite annoyed with him at times because he was so dedicated to his role, and frankly, he's the reason why a lot of the scenes in are the better scenes of the show, frankly,
Yeah.
because he gave play-by-play for like other people's characters, and it's like, no, this person wouldn't act this way, this person would say this. But suffice to say that you know he didn't have the final say in creative control, so there was just he was fighting a losing battle either way. So at the very it freed him up to go and do his own thing.
Which is supposed to be this Warhammer thing now.
Yes.
Last of Us is getting a season 2 in 2025.
Yep.
Tomb Raider is supposed to be getting a show from Netflix this year.
Which is weird because they had a movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
I wonder if this is going to be.
okay.
I wonder if this is going to be live action or animated. Then I feel like it would be animated.
I mean, if it's Netflix, it's most likely going to be animated.
Yeah. Untitled Mass Effect show from Amazon from Amazon Prime Videos. Amazon was approached a deal to acquire the rights for a Mass Effect show in late 21, early 22, but the show's existence is unconfirmed.
Mass Effect is a
That's
tough
weird.
one to make a story on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because which route do you go? Do you go full Renegade? Do you go full Paragon?
No, not even. It's more fundamental of like they basically have to base it off of the games.
Yeah.
It's not really.
Well, they could do like a prequel stuff before the Reapers and kind of hint at the Reapers.
Oh, like that whole war thing that they're talking about? Like in the first one?
First
Like,
Contact. Maybe they could do a show off the First Contact War.
Yeah, I guess they could.
I feel like the Mass Effect show would end up just being like the Halo show, where it's like it kinda sticks to the source, but it's just kind of whatever the fuck they want.
Well, Halo show didn't stick to any source at all. They
No, they
threw
made
everything out.
the Halo show writers literally went on record and said, "Oh yeah, we aren't gonna read the books. We're not gonna use any of that."
Yeah.
we didn't do fucking shit.
Yeah. No, very, very, very disappointing in that respect.
They
But
did the bare minimum.
They did less than that, Jared.
They better not do my guy Garrus dirty.
yeah, I was gonna say, I'm shocked honestly if they didn't, kind of try to showboat off the games to try to make it popular, including popular companions like that. Because it's just like I don't know. I just like Mass Effect has the draw that it used to after Andromeda sucked balls and died.
Mm.
Do you think they're going to do practical or CG effects?
That one
Almost,
feels CG.
yeah, almost.
Well, I mean, for like the characters.
I'd still
Yeah.
say CG, yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
it would be kind of like my first thought is like Avengers Endgame with like the
They
children
could.
of Thanos, like how they looked, it'd be like that.
How about
Okay.
Disney, the way that they did Buzz Lightyear? I feel like that makes sense for Mass Effect.
Animated?
Yeah, but like that more realistic animated.
Oh,
They could. I possibly I could see that working for it.
okay.
Type of genre it is, I could see it being working for that, but not like I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like they get lost in the sauce with the real people or full on animation.
They probably would, honestly. But
Yeah.
the
So,
biggest that's
yeah.
to make or break that show is how passionate of a
Hatred
production
for
crew-
Ashley.
What?
What?
We get rid of Ashley right away because she's racist. Leave her
Nicole,
on the
this is
planet to
not
die.
the time for a side rant on one of these. It's also Jacob sucks way more. Anyway.
Joker is best boy. I will not hear any arguments.
No, Garrus is best boy.
So also there's supposed to be a Knuckles TV show.
Is it going to be with Idris Elba or?
Yes, it
are
would be
they
Idris
having-
Elba.
Okay. I could see that more as like a slice of life shorts style episodes where it's him trying to understand human society.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Yeah, because I could even see, maybe they get before like he was picked up by Eggman and like his origins.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed show was picked up by Netflix. I remember there was a trailer for like a teaser trailer, not a teaser trailer, but like an announcement trailer that it was a thing. And that was March 2022, but nothing has come from that.
Honestly, having it as a TV show makes more sense than having it as a movie.
Yeah.
Because you can get more into the like deeper lore of the assassins and the Templars and like the pieces of Eden that the movie didn't really touch on.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be rushed.
Yeah.
Apparently in Japan there is a live action Pokemon series that aired in October.
Really?
I feel like I heard about it where it's like it's not like there is Pokemon, like Pokemon aren't the focus. It's more just like there's just normal people doing things and then Pokemon every now and then show up.
Okay.
But I have to look into it more. But apparently that began airing in Japan on TV Tokyo in October 2023.
Wow.
Amazon Prime has also picked or announced a God of War TV show.
That I heard about. That one, I believe Christopher Judge is returning for that role.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say if they do modern God of War, that would make sense. Unless they were gonna go back to Greek, then that would be. I don't even know how they would do for that.
They could still use Christopher Judge. They'd just have to have him have a higher register in his voice
Well, no,
to make him
he
sound younger.
said on record that if they like for that Greek God of War, because it was a different actor, he will not replace or voice replicate or do anything for that because that is that actor's role. That's not his role.
Okay.
Which I was like, dude, what a guy.
What a god.
Apparently in 2016, so this is all the stuff that is in limbo. Apparently 2016, the last thing was heard about a Fruit Ninja movie.
That game hasn't been relevant since the first iPhone.
Yeah. Dante's Inferno from 2013.
I thought I heard they were coming out with a new Dante's Inferno game.
I don't know.
At least I thought it
But
was.
what else is there? He went through the Inferno.
His name is Dante, and he went through the Inferno. What else is there?
He already went through all the gates of hell, so.
I mean, Dante's Purgatorius, then Dante's Divinium.
Yeah, it's also based off a book, so it's like. Where...
Yeah, it's called Dante's Inferno.
Yeah. I had to read that for a school project. It was rough.
Did you have to read Dante's Purgatorio and Dante's in Divinium?
Nope, I just read Inferno.
Okay. People often forget about those other two books.
Yep. I couldn't even tell you what the Dante's Inferno was about. I don't remember. I just know it was one big poem.
Man goes through hell, all 7 layers of hell in order to get to heaven.
Yeah, and that's all I remember.
And he meets all of the people that like made fun of him in his life. I kid you not.
Yeah, I think that was one of those books where it's like I read it, but I didn't really read it for the project.
That's me for Great Gatsby.
And then I just like I had to do a project, and my project was that I just made like a visual representation of the 7 gates of hell and just explained what the 7 gates of hell were.
Yep.
And that was my project. And they're like, "Great, you read the book," and I was like, "Yep."
Again, that's me with Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
Jarod, you don't like books where all the characters are horribly flawed and terrible?
I read like all of the Game of Thrones series, so you tell me.
Yeah, but that was at least interesting.
Yeah, but that had dragons in it, so.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
This one just has the Great Depression and regular depression.
And a boner in the elevator.
Oh, yes, how could I forget?
Yeah. And also the Eyes of God is a billboard.
Yes,
Always watching
symbolism. The green light.
Always watching.
Always watching. See, Monsters Inc. is a more compelling story than The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, it kind of is.
I'm just putting that out there. I know a lot of people who are like literary majors are gonna like come at my throat and be like, "What the fuck do you mean?" It's like, but like when you think about it.
I agree.
Yes, I too am a fan of Shrek 2.
Dude, okay, don't get me started about Shrek 2. Shrek 2 is like one of the greatest pieces of cinema.
Yeah. You know what? Shrek made it into the Library of Congress.
Mm-hmm.
So Shrek 2 is probably not that far behind.
Completely side, kind of related, unrelated. Related as in it's talking about a movie. Did anybody else see The Boy and the Heron?
I want to see it. I think I'll see it Monday because I have like a gift card for AMC.
So I saw it. Someone asked me what it's about.
You don't know.
You don't know.
I have no idea what this movie's about. And And that's why I would very like any and all of you to see this, because like you watch it and it's like, wow, that was a great movie. That was a beautiful movie.
What was it about?
Like I could tell you what happened, but like I don't understand what happened.
You understand what happened. You don't understand why it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so a Miyazaki film.
So like The Green Knight or something.
Yeah, kind of, but it's
I
like
liked The Green
because
Knight.
like the way
I-
the movie is made, it's like the movie is basically written for like everything that happens in the middle does not matter, and it's irrelevant, and it doesn't matter if it did or it didn't happen, because everything just goes back to normal.
Sounds like an isekai.
It's like it kind of is, but it isn't at the same time. It's again, you gotta watch it. It's good. It's great.
I mean, if it's a Miyazaki film, like, yeah, you got a 33% chance of it being an isekai.
yeah, and there is something too where I was reading like Reddit posts of people trying to explain it, and someone explained it where how it's like all a metaphor for Miyazaki's like career and his life growing up, and I was like, I see this and it makes total sense, but the fact that I had to search for this answer, that's what made it was like, and it wasn't directly from him. This was like someone's theory.
Mhm.
But if he comes out and being like, yeah, this is just like a metaphor for my life,
Tired.
then I'd be like, great, I understand now.
I mean, he had retired and then he came out of retirement and now he's back.
Yeah, and then he did it
Literally,
again.
you cannot keep this man out, like, in retirement.
Well, and
He is, like,
with this movie too, this was supposed to be like, yeah, this will be my last one. And then after he did, he was like, you know what, that was a lot of fun. I'm going to stay out of retirement and make some more.
the man said that back at, like, when the wind rises.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yep, that's my final film. And then he saw, like, how garbage anime seasons have become. He's like, nope, I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this.
Yeah, there was that one Miyazaki film that was 3D animated. Earwig, Ghibli.
Although,
Earwig and the Witch.
oh yes, that's basically Bard Witches. Is the best way I can describe it. And that's all I know about the movie.
Oh, okay. So I'm looking at and this one didn't do that well. And I'm looking and I was like, why does I feel like this one didn't do well? It was directed by Miyazaki's son.
Yep, that's what happened with Dragon of the East Sea. It was directed by his son, and it did not do well.
Yeah. Okay. That also explains. I was like, Miyazaki would not do 3D animated.
But his son would.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, he also doesn't do retirement, apparently.
Yeah. Right.
But speaking of anime, you know how there's the stereotype of like cat girls, lizard people, and all that jazz. What other animals do you think should be explored? Like, what animal human hybrids should be explored more in like anime?
Alligators.
That's a hybrid of lizard creature, I guess. I'm thinking chinchillas are just like hobbits with fluffy ears.
Jarod, they already have mouse furry, and it's in that the shield hero. Shield hero.
They do?
Yeah. Thought they did. She has little.
Yeah. Oh, that's isn't she more like a raccoon technically?
Yeah, she's a raccoon. She's not a mouse. And I'm seeing chinchillas, not mice.
You want to know what chinchillas are?
Oh God.
You're gonna tell me anyway, even if I say no.
She's about to fucking actually you.
No. Kidding.
Oh, okay. No, we're not. You're not gonna.
Oh, okay. All right.
We already know the answer without her saying it.
What? Although speaking of raccoons, what if we just get like more weird like dumpster animals? Like, what if we get possum people?
That what? Like just lay dead randomly in the street or something? Like how's that work, Jared?
I mean, they would hang upside down, like they would sleep upside down from their tails.
Ah, okay, kind of like that, huh?
Yeah. Let's
So-
see. There's raccoon, possum. What's the other garbage animal?
Possum, raccoons, and the only other thing I think of right away is like a bear that goes through the garbage.
The sea.
Bear. What?
A bear, because they go
Well,
through
no.
garbage.
What did Michael say?
A seagull.
Yes. Just annoying, trying to steal your food. I want to strangle them.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, there's skunks.
Skunks, that's the other one.
Yeah, more skunk furries, Jared.
Squirrels.
Well, no, I was thinking like in terms of garbage animals. And I say garbage as in, not as in they're bad. I just mean you always see them in garbage. But yeah, squirrels, which would basically just be Squirrel Girl from Marvel Comics. Come on, guys. Just think of any other animals.
Frogs.
I don't know, Jared. Do I look like a fucking furry to you? I don't know.
I'm not a furry, but I know what animals are.
I'm just
Jared?
looking around, and whatever Pokemon I see, that's what animal I'm thinking of.
A penguin.
There are moo-moos.
Penguins.
Fish.
They've done cows before.
Oh.
Yeah, they have done cow people.
How about capybaras?
They're fine.
Just very round, small.
Hey, what is
Yeah.
Nicole? What kind of animal group is a capybara from? Oh, is it a giant rodent? Man, it's almost like a mouse.
Yeah, much like the raccoon girl from
They are.
Shield Hero.
I want falcons.
And they're native to South America.
Yes.
Octopus.
Yo, octopus.
I'm
No,
giving
that's
you
like-
the answers. You're just not accepting them.
No, no, I'm accepting it. It's just that could have some implications.
What else are we talking about then?
I
How about a giraffe?
A giraffe?
What would that look like?
Give me more dragon people.
But they've done that.
Koala. Axolotl. A shark.
Wait, actually, axolotl people. That sounds interesting. They have done shark, I believe.
Flamingos. Peacock.
Narwhal.
I'm just walking through the zoo in my head. I'm thinking of the first animals.
Exactly, yeah.
A hyena.
I think they've done hyenas.
A meerkat. A ferret. An otter.
An elephant.
We're
There we
just
go.
naming animals. Elephant people would be cool.
Tiger.
Because I'm also thinking of like the D&D animal people lexicon.
An aardwolf.
What the fuck is an aardwolf?
Fish.
You
Give me
don't-
fish people.
It has 5 toes on its front paws. Come on, Jared.
Yeah, so do I. They're not special.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Zebras.
zebra people would be interesting.
They're kind of like hyenas.
I want more reverse centaurs.
So they just have like the heads of the animals and the bodies of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would sure as shit explain giraffe people.
Bobcat.
All right, we're running out of things to talk about. I think we can.
Yeah, we
wrap it up.
I figured I had that thought a while ago. Like some of these thoughts are very long while ago, so I was like, yeah, might as well see what we'd come up with in conversation. And unfortunately, it had to be at the end of the conversation.
Yes.
What about an anteater?
Hey, yo, what that mouth do?
They got long tongues. La, 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 la.
Thank you all for listening. This has been Side Quest, Quest Bros podcast.
And we're sorry.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all our social medias.
Don't forget to check out our merch. We have shirts. Put them on your torso.
And thank you for watching. We will
Yes.
catch you guys next time.
Goodbye.